Hey, what's good everybody, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at one of the move update candidates for Season 15 Global Battle League, Fairy Wind Togetic. Fairy Wind Togetic is a Fairy and Flying type Pokemon with the moveset of the new fast move it got in this Season 15 Global Battle League, Fairy Wind, Dazzling Gleam, and Ancient Power. To round out the rest of the team, we're running an ABB style team with Fairy Wind Togetic, Swampert, and Dewgong in the back. So let's go ahead and jump right into matches. Hopping in the first match, we have Fairy Wind Togetic versus Swampert. Pretty good lead right here. We do resist the mud shots, and they save up into the Pidgeot, even a Gust Pidgeot, and we do respond with a Dewgong. Dewgong with the super effective move of Ice Shot and Icy Wind is a deadly combo, it also has Draw 1 as its coverage move against steels and fire types, and able to get to another Icy right there, and this will pretty much get the second shield or take it out. It does take out the Pidgeot right there, and in comes Swampert. Swampert will not appreciate the Icy Wind debuffs, as it will basically struggle to farm us down, and we will keep debuffing it either way. And in the back, they swap into the Noctowl, so they're running an ABB style team with Swampert on the lead and double normal flyer in the back, and we say swap back into the Togetic right here. We can just eat that Shadow Ball for days since they're debuffed, and we can just easily farm the 2 Ancient Powers right there, but we actually go for the Dazzling Gleam right here, hoping this will pretty much do a lot of damage, get the final shield, which it does. And do we decide to shield it? Yes, we do. Noctowl goes for a Sky Attack right there, and we can just easily go for an Ancient Power right here, and I'm hoping this will kill, as Ancient Power is a pretty decent move. It does kill, and all we can do is just shield this up and get to the Dazzling Gleam. But they actually had back-to-back right there, but that's perfectly fine. We wanted them to waste all their energy anyway, and we can just bring the Swampert back in, and the opponent just concedes the match. But they actually decided to throw a Hydro Cannon right there, and we do live the Hydro Cannon right there as we're not a Shadow. Swampert takes out the opposing Swampert with the Hydro Cannon right there, a better lag, and that is pretty much a good game. So GG's to my opponent right there. Up in the next match, we have Togetic versus Kingdra. Beautiful lead right there, and they save up into the Unova Stunfisk, and they are gonna keep spamming with the buff Mud Bombs. Mud Bomb did also get a buff where it does more damage now, and Mud Bombs are starting to add up along with the Mud Shot, as I do have to throw earlier as I don't want to eat another Mud Bomb. Mud Bomb will pretty much put me into the Deep Red, and I hope I can just farm down in time, but I'm scared they will get to another move, as Mud Shot Mud Bomb is a very spammy combo. Going for another Hydro Cannon right there. This will take out the thing, and in comes Venusaur, and we have Dewgong, as we can just shield up one Frenzy Plan, as we do want to keep alignment, and they swap back into the Kingdra right here. And can we go for a Dazzling Gleam? But we actually throw the Ancient Power right here. Might as well just gonna keep spamming out these Ancient Powers right here, but they decide to let that go, and that's perfectly fine. We can just go for another Ancient Power right there. A bit of a misclick, as I accidentally tapped out of my app, so mistakes happen all the time. That's okay though. And we do get a debuff, unfortunately, right though. Unfortunately, so we do have to eat another Octazooka right there, as we do get outpaced by a single turn, and we go for an Ancient Power right there. Ancient Power pretty much put it into the Deep Red, but actually kills it, and they swap back into the Venusaur right here. Our switch timer comes up. We swap back into Dewgong right there, and we can just easily go for an Icy Wind where it will basically take out the Venusaur. We can just easily shield this up, as this game is pretty much over. This game pretty much over means that we can easily just go for a Draw 1 BM, and that is a good game. So GG's to my opponent right there. Also sorry for the BM right there. No hard feelings. Hopping in the next match, we have Togetic versus Scrummy. A pretty bad matchup right here, and we do save up into the Dewgong right here, and in the back they swap into the Toxicroak right here, and we do bait with the Icy Wind right here. Icy Wind will get the shield, thinking it would have been a protected Draw 1 right there, as we don't have to shield this, as it is just a Mud Bomb right there, and we do get to another Icy Wind. Dewgong proving to be a really worthy save swap right here. Dewgong able to get the final shield with the Icy Wind right there, and what we can do is bring the Swampert back in and attempt to farm all the way down. We do know that they're double debuff right there, but they actually throw a Sludge Bomb right there, so maybe they're just unfamiliar with the typing, and we can just farm down. Swampert with a lot of energy can easily just sweep the back end depending on what it is, hoping it's not a grass type or a flying type, and it's a flying type right here, and we can just easily just spam out the Hydro Cannons right here. Hydro Cannon would do almost half, as we can just throw one more Mud Shot and throw a Hydro Cannon. Throwing a Hydro Cannon means that they will put it deep into the right, and they swap into the Walrein right here. And my all I have is Togetic. Can Togetic prove that it's worthy in this matchup right here? We do let go of the Icy Wind right there, as I do know that Togetic is really bulky. Togetic going for the Ancient Power right there, and we do land the Ancient Power. I threw the Hydro Cannon on the CMP type right here. Come on, will this be enough to kill? It does kill the Shadow Walrein, and in the bag, all we need to do is just do 2 more Mud Shots, able to get to the move, and we do live on 1 HP and a Dream, so GG's to my opponent right there. Hop in the next match, we have Togetic versus Stunfisk. Pretty bad matchup right here, as we do save swap into the Dewgong right there. Dewgong, as always, a really good save swap. Dewgong, with its new added move of Draw 1, can easily be the best save swap in the Great League right here. Dewgong waiting for an Icy Wind right there, as the opponent decides to give up a lot of farm and swap into the Venusaur, where Venusaur takes super effective from the Icy Wind right here. Venusaur going for a Frenzy Plant right there, able to survive and get to another Icy Wind right here. Will we get the final shot? But they actually let this go, and they bring into the Stunfisk. And I was like, hey, that's perfectly fine, as we do have our Swampert. Swampert can easily just let this go, thinking just a Rock Slide, which it is. They didn't even bother to farm it and bait the Earthquake, and they swap and caught the Hydro Cannon. So that was a brilliant catch by my opponent right there, and we can just easily just bank a Hydro Cannon and swap into Togetic. Togetic easy can just eat his Sky Attack right there, as Dragon Breaths are double resisted. And we can just easily just go for a Ancient Power right here. Ancient Power might get a shield or put this slow into farm down range, and it does put in that farm down range, but we actually get the boost right here. Getting the boost means that we can just easily Dazzling Gleam the Stunfisk for more damage right there. Able to farm down that Altaria, going for a Dazzling Gleam right there. It connects, does a lot of damage right there, and going for the Ancient Power. We get the final shot or put this into the Deep Red? It does get the final shot right here, and Togetic has basically done its job right here, as we can just easily just let this go. Go for a Hydro Cannon right here, and that should be a good game, and that should seal the deal. So GG's to my opponent right there. Hop in the next match, we have Togetic versus Dewgong. Really bad matchup right here, as we got saves up into Dewgong right here. And this matchup isn't as bad as it used to be, as Dewgong in this matchup previously had their Icy Winds, and that would be a pretty nightmare matchup. As to now, we have Drorun. Drorun helps significantly in this matchup. Drorun able to connect on a Dewgong right there, and so there's theirs. Going for the second Drorun on the CMP tie, as I do know we're gonna win CMP every time, because my Dewgong IVs are pretty decent. Dewgong able to live the second Drone right there, and can we get to the third one? But they actually catch onto the Clefable right there, and that is perfectly fine, as Drone would do pretty much good damage right there, and they have a Clefable. Clefable also got access to Fairy Wind this season, so yep, it's even now spammy. Clefable going for a medium mash right there, and going for an Ancient Power. Will we get the shield? We don't get the shield, but can we get to another move right here? We can get to another Ancient Power right here. But Togetic proving to be really spammy with Fairy Wind. Fairy Wind it's one of the best fast moves in the game now, and we can just easily go for another Ancient Power right here. Ancient Power will pretty much get a shield or take out the Clefable. It takes out the Clefable right there, and in the bag is Unirigus. Unirigus gets a lot of farm on the Togetic, and we do have our Swampert able to catch the Santium onto the Dewgong right there, and we do get farmed down. We do have to call it bait. Do we call the bait? Is it the Santium? Yes, it is. And pretty much what we need to do is let this go and attempt to farm down. But we can't actually farm down, as I didn't know that Icy Wind do a lot of damage, because Swampert isn't the tankiest, unfortunately. So we can just easily farm down, but we actually fall too short of the Hydro Cannon right there, and we do lose the game right there. So GG's to my opponent right there. Right, well played. Hop in the next match, picking up Togetic versus Deoxys. It's a pretty good lead right here, considering that we do resist the counters, and Rock Slide and Thunderbolt and Psycho Boost will not do a lot. Going for an Ancient Power right here, hoping to get a shield. We do get a shield right there, and because probably just unfamiliar with Togetic's moveset, because we didn't even remotely close farm to the Dazzling Gleam right there. Going for a Dazzling Gleam right there. Going for a Dazzling Gleam, will this land? It does get the final shield, and we say sub into the Swampert, checking if there's any hard counters in the back to Dewgong. Dewgong able to stay away from this Medicham as it is being brought in on the Swampert. Swampert can easily just throw a Hydro Cannon right there. Hydro Cannon does take out the Medicham right there, and we can just each just safely let this go and let Togetic and Dewgong handle whatever is in the back. They do throw a Roxer right there, probably just unfamiliar with the typing once again, as Swampert is also part ground. And can we get to another Hydro Cannon in time? But they actually panicked and threw their Rock Slide right there, and we can just easily just farm this down and hope we can, whatever's in the back can get one shot by a Dazzling Gleam or an Ancient Power. And in the back, it is the Sableye right there, and this Dazzling Gleam will be enough to take out the Sableye, and that is pretty much a good game, as we can just easily just farm it down, and that is a good game. So GG's my opponent right there. Hop in the next match, you have Togetic versus Cience's pretty horrible lead right there, as we do have to switch up into the Dewgong right here, as I cannot pretty much go into my hard counter, and then bring in Spark Lantern. And this is the reason why Dewgong is a really good save swap right here, proving to be a good save swap, meaning that with the Access to True one, able to hit the Lantern for super effective damage right there, and getting shields while at it. Going for a Drone right there, can we get the second shield? We do get both shield, and that means that Togetic can easily handle what's in the back, since it doesn't really need shields. Since it doesn't need shields, my hope is that my 2-shield Swampert can actually pull its endgame. And we do decide to shield this up, thinking that we might just preserve a little bit of health. But they do have actually a back-to-back right there, and that's perfectly fine, as we can just easily just go for an EQ right there. Going for an EQ means that we can just easily just take out the Lantern, and I hope they do bring in the Sand Slash back in, as my Togetic does not want to see it, but they actually bring in the Sand Slash right there, and I make a horrible misplay. I let go of the Drone, and they actually catch the Hydro Cannon under the Noctowl right there, as I basically should have shielded and preserved health on the Swampert. Like I said before, Togetic doesn't really need shields, and that is the reason where I'm going to pretty much lose this game right here. Togetic able to go for an Ancient Power right there, hoping we do get a boost, because I think a boost should win us the game, and that's basically our win con. Can we farm down the Noctowl in time? I basically panicked and threw before they got to an Ice Sky attack right there. Ancient Power takes out the Noctowl right there, and can we get to an Ancient Power right here? Ancient Power will do some neutral damage right there, but it's not enough. We do need 2 more Ancient Powers right there, as this Ancient Power will not be enough to kill. And Sand says going for Ice Punch, able to catch the second Ice Punch onto the Swampert right there, but I don't think it doesn't matter. Can we get the Dazzling Gleam in time? No, we cannot, and that is a good game. So GG's my opponent right there. So all in all, Togetic with its new fast move of Fairy Wind. One of my thoughts. Well, to be fair, Togetic is a pretty bulky Pokemon. It needed a good fast move overall. Steel Wing and Hidden Power didn't really cut it, and having access to Dazzling Gleam and a bait move such as Ancient Power actually providing great coverage against flyers, against those Shadow Zards, the Charizards, Noctowls, and everything. Dazzling Gleam able to hit everything for neutral or super effective damage, such as Altaria, Medicham, all those that's around in the meta right now. But overall, I do think that this thing is a lot of fun to use. It does have a lot of potential to sweep endgame, and overall, this thing does seem like a solid core breaker in the Open Great League. However, I do want to say that I would pretty much create a team around it that counters Stunfisk, Galarian Stunfisk, as there are a lot of Galarian Stunfisks out there, as you saw in the video. But other than that, other than its weakness to Galarian Stunfisk, I do think that this is a solid Pokemon to run for spicy pick, and for spice picks, and for other things, basically, because this thing is good, but I would not recommend for climbing. There are definitely way better options on there, but this thing has good charge moves and good fast move also. So this thing has a lot of potential to sweep endgame and sweep the backline. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And until next time, I'll see you guys all in the next video.